It's been almost a month since. No, not just. It's more like it's been a hot minute essentially since I did a What's on My Mind. A few things to go over essentially, like plethora of stuff. First things first. Everything going on in Iran. Trump said that it would take somewhere between like 4 to 6 weeks, or maybe so at some other point he said like 2 to 3 months, something like that. Just higher gas prices until that's all taken care of. It needed to get taken care of because of how terrible the Ayatollahs are. Moving on. We're at the end of spring training. Admittedly, I did not watch a lot of spring training. I don't usually watch a lot in general. I might catch a few innings here and there, but I don't watch it like I do the regular season and postseason. And then again, try and follow minor league baseball is kind of like following spring training or vice versa. It's just watching certain players or watching certain prospects and tracking how they're doing. You gotta watch it a bit differently than you do for the regular season because the scores don't exactly matter, and it's just the individual players you're looking at. But on the spring training side, of course, it's who's going to make the major league roster, who's going to make the 40-man, who's not going to make it. Is there a spot? Who are the upcoming prospects that we should be taking a look at? And then otherwise, everyone else is just getting ready for the season that's just long. And we are going to be moving back into our baseball focus format, which will be 3 times a month. And this next episode that's coming up, we're either going to just do a thing where we're just going to talk about Pokemon stuff, or we're going to talk about a little bit of baseball going into it, or we might be doing a White Sox themed episode where I'm going to get educated a little bit on the White Sox. To be fair, I don't really pay much attention to franchises that aren't really doing much of anything. I might mention them every once in a while in my Substack writings. Otherwise, I don't really focus on them a whole lot. It's understandable. It'll be one of those 3, and then if it's not going to be one of those 3 by the end of next week, then we're going to have, or should I say, if it's not the White Sox thing by the end of next week, it's going to be the White Sox themed episode shortly after opening day, or opening series rather. So that's what we're going to be. That's what's coming up, more or less. And this past weekend date of recording is March 21st. Was my cousin's wedding. The DJ was a little too loud, and I left at 7 o'clock to evade the 3 feet of snow that northeast Wisconsin got. Was it a good wedding? Yeah. Was the DJ too loud? Yeah. Was I clogged in the ears because of a cold? Also, yes. I'm not going to deal with having cold and buried in snow and unable to make it into work. That doesn't sound fun. Plus, I had to reschedule my dentist appointment because of snow. Well, because of the DJ being too loud, my second cousin, who's like, I think like a year or 2 old, he was not a huge fan of the volume and did not really enjoy the wedding. Now, if I were to hold an event like that, I would be like very, very involved, because I would also be running the audio equipment, making sure everyone is satisfied, talking to people. I would not be doing what I would, in other words, I would just like load my plate up even further. I'd rather have full control over large events if I am to be hosting one. It's just easier on my brain, and that way I can control things better. I like having control because of having some level of social anxiety and being an omnivert, so I'll act extrovertedly, think introvertedly. Interesting combination, rather. But no, I'd totally be controlling the audio and the music for that type of event. Anything else I forgot to mention? Not really. Not a whole lot going on. OOTP is out, which is that baseball management simulator. Love that management simulator. And it's a thing I do yearly with my dad. My dad chose to do Minnesota this year. In Minnesota, all their good players are either made of glass, where they're hurt all the time, and everyone else is either a question mark or bad. And once they trade away Joe Ryan, which they should have done by now, then they're just as bad, if not worse, than the White Sox. Now, are they as bad as Colorado? Probably not. Colorado is absolutely atrocious. Who wants to watch Colorado? That's all I got for what's on my mind. Not a whole lot going on. If I have anything larger, I'll throw it in for next month, or I'll just edit the like this little bit and just add more after editing, or rather I'll just throw it in as an edit rather. Until next time.